And let's just minimize this window here. This is the directory where I'm saving my file. And there, you see that? Automatically Houdini creates a render folder for you. You see? And then when you access it, there we go. There is the JPEG. If you double click to open it, there is our picture. There is our light bulb rendered. Okay. And then of course, when you double click this one here, this will be our EXR. Okay. Like I said, it's a high dynamic range image. All right. And it's opening. You can open it with Photoshop also. There is our picture. All right. So this is Houdini for you. That's how it renders quietly. It automatically creates the folders. Oops, sorry about that. It automatically creates the folders where the render is going to be. The folder where it goes to is under output. No, sorry. Under common. Yeah, there we go. Common. You see that? Common file prefix. You see? It's going to save it where the file is. That's why it's called heap. Heap just means the location where the file is. And then it's going to automatically create a folder called render. Okay. And then that's why the option is there, create intermediate directories. That means it needs to create whatever folders it will need without asking you for your permission. All right. And then, of course, there's an option there to skip any render that it already did. Let's leave it off for now. All right. Save your files, of course. And then now this time, yeah, let's come here and click on the render button here. Click that. Then, of course, it's going to launch the renderer. And there we go. Our render is done, okay? I'm going to switch the channel which is using to render here. You see this little arrow there, that very arrow at the corner there. Click it. I'm going to switch it to my beauty pass, all right? That way I can just see things like that. All right. Remember, everything that we are doing is happening live, all right? So at this point, we have not yet applied any materials to our scene. So let's cancel the renderer, okay? Cancel it there because remember, this is running live. So it's using whatever computer resources you've got running. So it's using basically my graphics cards until I tell it to stop. All right. So now let's go back to our object here. And now it's time to apply the materials. How do we apply the materials? Well, it's not under OBJ. Like this is what I love about Houdini. Everything is organized. You can't come to the OBJ level and look for materials. No, the materials are organized under Mat. There we go. Okay. So you can see we already had created the material earlier on. Okay. So what you're going to do is create a new one. So right click there and we are looking for Redshift. Sorry. We are looking for materials. Come on. Please wait. Yeah. There's Redshift and then we look for RS Material Builder. Okay. And load it over there. All right. And then we have to be very organized by deciding which materials are we going for, all right? When I observe my mesh, it will be up to you at the end of the day, but let's just see what we can do. So according to me, there is metal and there's glass, okay? According to that picture, so there's metal, glass. Yeah, basically it's those two primary textures, okay? So let's go ahead and do just that, all right? So we come in there. Let's call the first one here metal. Let's call it iron. My favorite metal in the world, iron. Okay. So this will be the iron. And then we're going to make another one. Redshift RS Material Builder. And of course, call this glass. Okay. All right. Then we come here in the iron. Now here, you already created with this material node. Don't worry. It's just a final material that whatever we create must be hooked up to. All right. So we are going to right click inside here and then go for materials, RS material right there. Okay. And then immediately we are going to hook up the output to the surface. You see that? Output to the surface. It means whatever we're going to do in here will be coming here as a final result on the surface. Okay, then we go to our object here and let's look for a metal preset. So we're going to look for iron. There it is. Okay, and we're going to increase the diffuse. Yeah, because in the color, yeah, let's click on color there. We want it to be black or so. Okay. And for this color to be active, of course, you have to push the diffuse all the way to 1, like that, all right? Save your file. So that was good to add the material, but now how do we add it to the actual objects, okay? To add that material to the objects, we have to go to the OBJ node, all right? Then which objects do we want to assign the iron material? Well, let's start with the lid, okay? Let's go inside the lid. Don't worry if it pops up, don't worry, it's just saying hi. So just before the facet node, we're going to right click, material, material. You see that? Material, material, and drop it there, okay? Then where it says material there, we click over there. And then you'll notice, of course, Houdini lists everything in your file. And of course, what you're looking for is not under OBJ, no. It's under Mat. It's the same, you see the same way things are organized here. Channel, IMG, Mat, OBJ is the same way things work here. All right. So we're not looking for anything under OBJ, we're looking for things under Mat. And there is the metal iron. So you see why it's important even to name your materials correctly. That way it's easy to find them, okay? Double click there. And just like that, of course, the material looks like it's assigned to the object now. All right. Let's exit that. And don't worry if it doesn't update in the viewport. It's one of the problems that they still have with Redshift. They should fix it in the future versions, okay? Now, if you come back to the Redshift tab, to the render review, click on render again, and let's see what you're gonna get. And there we go. You see, now, there we go. Now we are getting metallic look happening, all right? And I think for us to observe that even more, we're going to apply it to the stand, okay? Let's do this. Let's go back to the Mat node. Let's make a copy of this material here. Oops. And by the way, even materials, I think you can also change the color. There we go. You see? That's why I know this one is sort of iron. Okay, yeah. You see, you can change the colors. So we're going to make a copy of those. Let's call it iron black. This will be a much darker version of it. We go in there and then, of course, just change the color to a completely black one. All right. All right. And let's see. Let's go back to our OBJ. And where will that apply? Of course, it will apply to the base. Okay, let's go to the base. And we're going to right click there, material and material. And click over there and you look for metal. There it is. Let's just expand this. Iron black. It updates. Of course, it looks incorrect in the viewport. That's why I said, please forgive the wrongful look in the viewport. Okay. You click render there. There we go. Now we are getting, of course, the metallic look. And you see the power of Redshift. Without much effort, we are getting ultra realistic looking shaders there. All right, beautiful stuff. Okay, great stuff. Let's continue. Then we are going to go and let's see. So we've worked on the lid, the outer lines. Yeah, just right click there, material, and go ahead and load there. I'm gonna go for iron black for the outer lid over there. Okay. And then we've got our coil, which remember we cannot see by now, unfortunately. So just below the subdivide, go ahead and add a material there. And look for our iron black there. Okay. Remember, like we said, some objects, unfortunately, we can no longer see them, you know. The tube top, same story. Or maybe, okay, let's do this. Yeah, let's see. Let's go back to the mat layer. Now, we're going to make another material. It will be chrome, okay. So call this chrome. Change its look to however you want. Okay, and from the presets there's no chrome, but I think aluminium comes close in the look of chrome. And of course, push up the values there and change its color. Okay. And then let's go out of here, OBJ. And let's go, let's see, which one is a tube top? Oh yeah, that's a tube top. Let's get in there. Drop a material there. It can still be iron. Like, this is really up to you. Okay, you choose whichever texture you want. The lid central. Yeah, again, drop a material there. I'm gonna make it chrome. Okay, and then we get to things we can see, such as the tube central. Yeah, this one I'm definitely gonna make it chrome. Okay, there's a chrome. All right, and then we get our curvature top. Where is our object? I'm just gonna turn off the lock there, that way I can just see. And press, come in here and then I press spacebar F to zoom in. Yeah, now this definitely has to be a chrome. Okay, it looks best in chrome. Okay. Oh, it's not showing because, of course, look where it's positioned. It's below the room or the floor, so that's why it's hiding. Okay, we're gonna make it chrome, and then I'm gonna switch back to the camera and lock back my camera. Okay, and then the bottom, now this is what must become glass. So let's go back to the object level. Yeah, we already have a glass there, so go to OBJ. The bottom will have, drop a material there. You see, thanks to Houdini's history node, we're able to quickly jump between things, okay? And of course, we're looking for glass, all right. Of course, nothing updates in the viewport, no need to worry, all right? And then the outer ring as well, yes. Yeah, that also needs to be glass. Material and glass, okay. Now, let's go back to the matte object. Inside the glass node, let me just change this to be more reflective of what it should be. Yeah, inside the glass node, of course, we need to create a glass material in here. So right click, materials, and we look for RS material right there. And again, it's gonna be fed into the surface. Then we pick it, and of course, we are looking for the preset of glass. There we go, just like that. That's why you gotta love Houdini. And Redshift. Then, now when we come to the render view, let's see, click render. Whoa. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't this so close to this look? This is just shockingly accurate. Isn't it? Look at that. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm so impressed, okay? What you're gonna do, let's see. We're gonna play with this glass by doing the following. We are gonna make it a bit thicker. So, where it says index of refraction, IOR, let's try to enter there 2. I just wanna see what will happen. You see, it updates live. So this is if the glass was supposed to be thicker. Isn't this great? Okay, this is really fantastic. Whoa. Okay, so I think I really love this look of the glass, but our metal, you see the black metal is not really black enough, so let's go in there in the material, and remember this thing is running live, okay? No matter what we change, it's gonna be updating. What we can do, if you notice, of course, you've changed your color here. The weight is 1. That means it's going to take a lot of its information from the color. That means, of course, we have to reduce the reflection. So we're going to drop it down a bit. There we go. You see now, of course, it only makes sense. The less reflective something is, of course, the more of the actual color can actually shine. All right. So that's why you see me downsizing the reflections and so forth. Okay. But I think no, I'm happy with this look. Okay. Then, of course, there needs to be a light glowing inside. All right, so how can you go about fooling the computer into thinking there is actually a light bulb in here? All right, let's stop the render, please. Stop the render. Okay, then let's go back in here. All right, and then what we are going to do, let's go to the obj node. Okay, what you're going to do is let's model the part of the light bulb which actually glows. All right, to do that, don't worry, I'm going to make it as simple as possible. To do that, let's come to the curvature top here, and let's go ahead and hide other objects, and please unlock the camera, that way we can get to our object. And then let's come to the curvature top, yeah, right there. Okay, let's space bar and F to zoom onto it. All right, so it's gonna be nice and quick. All right, let's do this. Right click on the viewport and then primitive, go ahead and look for, let's see, a cube will be fine. Yeah, okay, and click there. Perfect. Okay, and it's gonna be a polygon with end caps. Okay, and then radius, let's copy the parameter there, paste it over there, just shrink it a bit, and let's just template this one here. Yeah, by now of course you know what is templating is, to enable us to see like a skeletal view of the other object. Okay, that way it can guide us as to what we need to do on this object here. Okay, so you can clearly see of course it needs to be a bit thinner than that, like that. Okay, and then its height, well, we're going to copy the height, copy parameter. Where do we want it to grow from? Well, yeah, we want it to grow from the y-axis, so pace relative references divided by 2, of course. That way, oops, yeah, that way, of course, when you increase the, oops, sorry about that, when you increase the height, it does that. Okay, if you notice that when you click on your viewport, it turns black or everything disappears, just select something in the viewport here and then press your mouse wheel here and then press Ctrl F. That way you can zoom onto the object if it looks like things are disappearing. So our object is growing nicely, but of course it's going the wrong way. So what we have to do is we're going to minus the value coming from here. So minus the channel. There we go. Now, of course, it's growing downwards. That's exactly what we need to do. All right. It shouldn't grow too much. I think let's switch to the front view here. Yeah, that's too much. So it should just grow, yeah, like that. Okay, perfect. Back to perspective view. Now we can hide this one. All right. Then we need to do some modifications on this object here. And let's see, select mode. Let's select this polygon. And then, sorry, let's select the edge mode instead. Pick these edges here, double click, okay? Then press tab, and then polygon. Oh, in fact, let me show you another option. You see up here, there's modify, there is polygon, you see. So the same options we're looking for here, like if I press tab in this viewport and look for polygon, we're looking for poly bevel. Well, there it is as well, you see, poly bevel. You see that? Right next to it, there's also the poly split, poly bridge, and so forth. So we're looking for poly bevel. Click that. And of course, we can then increase the offset like that. There we go. Yeah, we're looking for something like that. Wonderful. Okay. And then the divisions, I think, yeah, that's fine. Okay, great stuff. Then we come in here, select the polygon mode once again, pick that polygon, and then move. We're going to move this inwards, you see? Inside. Okay. If we were to see this from the wireframe mode, yeah, you see, of course, what is happening. All right. Great stuff. Okay. Then back to smooth plus wired. Then what we're going to do is, let's see. Yeah, this object, because it will have a separate material from the rest of it, let's see. Yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, we're going to give it its material. So right click. Okay, this one will be a bit special. We're going to come here, material. let's copy this glass node, call this light. Okay, it will be the material applied to this object itself. Okay, back to the obj node. Let's get in here, and of course you have to copy all the settings, which is the conversion and the UV mapping. Very important. Okay, because it has to be converted into a polygon for it to be usable. All right, yeah, and of course we'll do a UV unwrapping, then material, then which material we are looking for, light. Okay, great stuff. Then of course utility and null, this will be our out light. Okay, then we are going to merge these two. Let's just do this. Let's organize these things here. Ah, no, it's fine, okay? With this selected, so we've got the curvature shape and the light shape. We're going to right click. Let me do this. Right click and utility, and of course we have to merge them. All right, like that. There we go. Okay, never mind if things look like that. Okay, and then we're going to, yeah, let's bring this node here, let's break it from there. Okay, let's attach it to this over there, like that. Okay, because remember this node is being accessed by that merge node, that one, this one here, this one here. Okay, let's switch back to the camera view and show all objects. Okay, yeah, what I'm saying is that we need to keep that name like that because that object is being called upon here. So if we change that node's name, it has to reflect also in that node over there. All right, then let's just see if it renders with that shape inside, and let's see, are we getting anything? Looks like something is happening there. All right, let's go to the material network and light. Okay, and then here, let's see, let's try and reduce the index of refractions to 1. Yes, there it is. Our shape is there. Beautiful. It's there, but it looks very rough. So we have to go back to the object node and save the file. You can stop the render if you want. I don't have to. But let's go into the curvature top. We forgot to make it smooth. So to make it smooth, we have to come over just below the convert and then polygon and of course subdivide to update it. And then let's set it at least to 2 to make it a much smoother shape. It looks, I don't know if it's updated. If you think as if you are changing settings and nothing is updating, sometimes you have to cancel the render and then initiate it again. All right. And yes, now it is indeed accurate. Beautiful. Okay. Great stuff. Okay. So let's go back to the material node. Just want to observe something. Let me see. Let's see. Let's try the following. Let's try and add an incandescent material here. Incandescent, of course, it means it glows. So let's link it up to the surface. Let's see what will happen. Save your files as always. What will happen if you attach an incandescent material? There we go. You'll get an actual shape which actually glows. All right, and then you can even change the multiplier. Oh, by doing that, of course, you're actually going negative. If it's at 1, it seems as if when it's at 1, that's when it's at its maximum. And then you can even push the temperature to be stronger than what it is. All right, there's even the alpha node there. Ah, you see that, eh? So many settings that one can play with. All right. Okay, but this was just a technique. I'm just going to keep it aside, but we are not going to use this method to make it shine, okay? We're going to use, we're still going to rely on this shape, okay? Instead, what we're going to do, we are going to place an actual light object inside there. All right, so let's go back to our object node. And then under curvature top here, let's just go back again to hide other objects. Yeah. And what you're gonna do, yeah, you're gonna right click in here and then Redshift. Ah no, sorry. The light has to be created outside. Sorry about that. So let's come in here. Yeah, we have to be created outside. So just come in here, right click, Redshift, RS light. Okay. This is a light we're creating now. And of course you can already see where it's positioned. You see that? If you can't see where it is, you just select the light in the view object network. You come here and then press Ctrl F. That way you can zoom in onto where the light is. Okay? Of course, it's at the wrong place. So let's go to the transform and move it up. Oops. Ah, of course, it's already showing us that it's glowing. All right. Okay. And very important is the direction that the light is taking. So we're going to rotate it, let's see, along the y-axis. There we go. It has to shoot out like that at 180 degrees. Okay, so it has to shoot, it has to shine outwards. And again, the icon, if it's too small for you, is it applying? I don't know why it's not updating the icon scale. But keep on saving the file, of course. And then let's see. We want to make sure that this light is always linked to the direction in which the bigger light is pointing. So let's select that light mesh. And then you see these hooks over there in Houdini. You see that connection there and that connection there? It's on every node. This is indeed the actual connection between objects, okay? What we're gonna do is please rotate it to be 0. That way it looks flat like that. Let's select our light over here. Okay. And let's see, let's move it to 0 units on all axes. And then move it up again by hand. Okay. And let's switch to wireframe mode here. And remember, this light has to point downwards. So again, we have to, let's change the rotation here to 0. And then for it to shoot downwards, let's see, which axis must we access? Yeah, there we go. It's the x-axis. 180 degrees? No. Let's see. It has to be, yeah, like that. 270 degrees. All right. And then for this light to always go wherever the light shape goes, we are going to do the following. We are going to hook them up like this. It's so simple. Just click that link there, that little dot there, and then point it here. That's it. Okay. Hopefully now, where's our light bulb now? Oh, it has moved again. Hopefully now, let's see. Let's move it again downwards. Hopefully now it will accept wherever this one goes. So let's see if we rotate this. There we go. You see? There we go. You see how the light is attached to the light bulb, okay? Let's just fix its position once again. And let's just show smooth shaded and also show all objects, okay? And again, let's just point it. It has to be actually inside, okay? Because it has to shine from the inside. And then back to wireframe. I just want to be sure which direction it's pointing. Yeah, downwards. Very important that the light direction is showing you that it's coming down like that, okay? And back to smooth plus shaded. And so here's what we're gonna do. After we do that, of course, time to point our light back in the direction where it should be. And with the rotation, yeah, I think we had it at -50 or so. Gotta love how it works, eh? Back to our camera node. All right, okay. Yeah, and let's see what we get now. Render. Now, interesting results are coming up. By the way, if you are like me, you'll notice that I've zoomed out quite a lot from my view. To go back to the view's original look, you just click on the home icon here. You see where it says home? Click there. Then, of course, you are back here. All right. Now, very interesting things are happening. Because we've added the light And the fact that our room doesn't have any Redshift material, it's all adding up to create this illusion. All right. First of all, let's fix our room's texture. All right. So let's go to the matte and just go to Redshift material builder and call it room or environment, room, floor, whatever you may want to call it. Just gonna drop in something very simple here, you know, materials, Redshift material. Let's see. Oh, there's even Redshift architecture. Let's just see what this one will do. Go to the object node and we come to the, where's the room? Let me just see. Yeah, in fact, let's drag this base here to be in the same group as this one here. Yeah, we go to the room here and we go to materials, material, and we look for the room floor. And of course, it's applied immediately. All right. Now let's go back to our material node, render view, save your files, of course, and render. What are we going to get this time? Well, of course, the material is applied, but of course, because this light has been added, it just changes the whole dynamic of the entire scene. All right. So let's go ahead. First of all, let's just try and change things here. If you were to change this room to a blue color, yeah, there we go. So at least we know that definitely our room doesn't have a problem. All right. The material is working. Okay, great. Now we can then go back here to our material, to our object, and we are looking for the light here. User, yeah. And then let's go through its options, okay? And let's see, light, all right? There are some options here, including this thing called visible. Try and turn it off. Let's see what we get. You see, now it hides the light object itself, but we are left with the impact of the light. How do we know that? Well, if you go to the shader, the light's intensity is controlled by the shader. If you increase the intensity from 100 to 1000, let's see what we'll get. There we go. You see, now our light, of course, begins to shine through much more brightly. You see that? Great, isn't it? You see, so that is what is controlling the light. All right. Then another thing is the shape of the light itself. Let's see, light. Right now it's an area light, okay? So before we change anything, save your file, you can change this to a spotlight. And of course, it will change accordingly. All right. So the moment it does that, of course, if you go to the settings now, the light has to be even more powerful. Let's say 10,000. You see, then it has to work even harder to really shine. Yeah, 100,000, you see, still too weak. So I'm just going to undo all my settings up until where we were, which was 1,000 units there, and then it was an area light. Okay. What you're also going to do is, while the renderer is busy, mind you, we are going to right click and then Redshift. Let's drop in a dome light, RS dome light. Let's see what we get. There we go. Of course, you can see its impact. It shines throughout the entire building. Okay. And our room, let's just adjust its properties a bit. Let's go back to material, the room floor, and I think reflection, yeah. Let's bring them down. Yes, there we go. Okay, that's much better. So just bring down the reflection levels of our room there, just to make it more, you know, like that. All right. So you've just seen the impact of two things. Number one, our light, which is beaming through the object there. Let me just click on home icon there. Yeah. So we have our light beaming through there. And of course, we also have the dome light, which basically shines over everything. And I mean everything throughout the scene. All right. So now, this looks so beautiful. All right. So now that we've done that, basically, I think we are done actually. And let's see, the dome light itself, well, it's got all kind of properties, of course, including the gamma and the intensity, for instance. At first it's set at 1. If you set it to 10, what will happen? Of course, the whole scene will brighten up. You see, maybe that's what you want, who knows? You see, if I set it at 5, maybe it's a bit more, slightly more acceptable there. All right. Okay. And I think the ring here, you know, this ring here, yeah, I think I'm just going to make mine chrome, you know. Where is it? OBJ. Yeah, we are still there. And of course, the ring is there. I'm going to change my material here from glass to chrome. Let's see what will happen. You got to love the live updates. Huh? You see, I've set it to chrome, but it's refusing. So I'm going to cancel the render. Maybe by canceling and resuming it, it will force it to update. There we go. You see what I warned you about, the several differences when you are, you know, just be prepared for this. Sometimes some of the changes you do, you have to come in here and force it to update. Okay, so just please be aware of that. All right. So at least now I can clearly see what is happening. All right. Okay, so yeah, I'm very pleased with these results. And then one last thing, let's do the following. Let's go to the out node. Okay, we are going to render a final render. We're going to wait for it here, of course. Let's just see what it will create for us. All right, so click on remember what we went to plugin options and we turn on log to console. That way it can show us what it's busy with. Of course, the console window is still open here for me. Click on render to disk. I just want to see what will be the final output. Okay, if the results are acceptable and so forth. All right, so it's busy now rendering. That's where the updates are just looking like that. There we go, and it's done in 13 seconds. Don't forget the render times will vary based on which graphics card you have. Okay, for some it will be faster, for some others it will be slower. All right, so this is the render, and of course you are noticing it's noisy. All right, so this is the part where I'm just going to show you a trick or so. Let me just open this with the let me open the EXR file. Yeah, you see all those noises happening there. That means, of course, we have to increase the amount of samples that it goes through to create an image. All right, so we're going to come in here in the Redshift settings, and under Redshift, yeah, under Redshift tab, you see this unified sampling and so forth. We have to push it higher. Minimum, I'll set it to 32. Maximum, I'll set it to 64. Now, be prepared. This will increase your render time. Okay. All right. So just be aware of that. Sorry. Please wait. Sampling override. Yeah. Okay. Let's first try this option and see what will happen. And then, yeah, render to disk. And again, you have to watch for, of course, by changing those settings to almost quadruple values, it will no longer take the 13 seconds that it took earlier. No, now you can expect a much longer render time. Why? Because of course you are trying to get a better looking image, and yeah, it's now taken 18 seconds. Let's see what does it look like now. Still okay, still noisy. So that means we have to come in here under sampling overrides. Yeah, okay. Oh, let's do this. Most of this noise is being caused by the light. So let's go back to the lights and let's go for the light dome. Okay. And then we are going to find, let's see. Yeah, under light, you see the samples there? You have to push it higher. Let's say 128. By the way, you must always go into doubles. In other words, from 64 to 128. So if 128 fails, then we have to go for 256. So and so on and so on. That way, by doing that, of course, hopefully, you push the values higher and higher. Let's go back to the out node and render to disk again. Keep saving your file as you make progress. Okay. So we've basically doubled the number of samples that the light dome is taking, because clearly the impact of this noise is being caused by the light dome, because you can even see its impact on the chrome materials. All right. So hopefully, of course, by changing that, it's going to give us a different result. Okay. And now it took just 1 second longer, which is interesting. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's go back and change yet another value. OBJ, let's push it to 256. And then for the light itself as well, all these lights have sampling values. For the light itself, yeah, samples, push it to 64. Let's see what will happen. And out, okay? So we jump from 16 to all the way to 64, hoping, of course, to get to the final result quicker, instead of guessing by just doubling values, all right? Okay, but it's up to you. You can decide whether you go from 16 samples to 32. If 32 doesn't work, you go to the next value, which is 64. If 64 doesn't work, then you go, of course, for 120, 28, and so forth. So the last time it took 19 seconds. What will it take now? 22 seconds. Let's see. Yeah, of course, you can see for yourselves that the image looks much cleaner now. All right. Much better now. All right. So like I said, yeah, you can keep increasing the values until when you are happy. And I think, let me just see, I'm just going to change it one last time. I'll go for 128 for the samples on the light coming out of there, and or rather 256. How about that? Yeah, 256 for that one. And the light dome, I'll go for 512. Okay, and this should be the final result. Save your file, render to disk. Remember, when you render to disk, you might not see the update here. I don't know which version of Redshift you might be using, but yeah, just beware. It's either it might launch the Redshift render window. In case it doesn't, just know that you can just wait for your file here. You can see, of course, when it looks like it's a locked file there, which is blank, it means it's busy with the file, okay? It is the one which is rendering. So it's going to jump from when we started at 13 seconds to 22 seconds. Of course, the render time will keep on increasing up until it will decide what is accurate, okay? So now it's 34 seconds. And of course, it's a much cleaner image. Let me just show you this beauty pass here. Yeah, now it's a much cleaner image. All right, from where we started. So just imagine we started from an idea of a light bulb. Okay, and now of course you're looking at something even better than the original. That is the power of 3D animation. All right. And so, get yourself subscribed to my YouTube channel, to my Facebook page, to my Twitter, to my Instagram, because I'll be keeping all those platforms regularly updated as content comes through and so forth, so that you guys can know what I'm busy with, which kind of hardware I'm working on, or which kind of project I'm working on. That way, of course, you also get to feel like, you know what, there's another artist out there who is also, you know, active. All right.